Let her rip, Chief.
This can be considered the front-end processor of the Julius tote. If a single ticket issuing machine was attached to each of the solenoids in the shaft adders, we'd have a limit of 8 machines. These scanners, as they were called, bring that up to 128. To my mind, these are time division multiplexers that existed long before the electronic signaling methods that made time division multiplexing commonplace. The scanners consist of 4 concentric rings, 2 unbroken rings and 2 studded rings. One pair of unbroken ring and studded ring is for the wind pull, and the other pair is for the place pull. In operation, the arm rotated around and applied a fixed voltage on the unbroken ring to the stud as it passed the stud. There was a ticket issuing machine attached to each of the stud, and that voltage that is applied can be thought of as an enabling pulse to the system. And if the ticket issuing machine had a bet pending, a transaction cycle would ensue, and the associated solenoid in the selected shaft adder would register the transaction, and the ticket issuing machine would enter a print cycle. The scanner racks have overlap relays, and there's an overlap relay for each of the ticket issuing machines, and once the enabling pulse was received, the overlap relay would activate and hold the voltage for the duration of the transaction cycle. The ticket issuing machine had a trip relay in it, and that was set to trip after the solenoid in the shaft adder had tripped, and that heralded the end of the transaction cycle and reset the overlap relay, and that readied the system for the next transaction. So in effect, these scanners scanned 16 ticket issuing machines onto a single solenoid, as there are 16 of these studs in each ring. And the piece of equipment that replaced these in the computer tote was a custom-made 64-line multiplexer, and each of those lines was capable of supporting 16 ticket issuing machines, the same number on the line as these do, and that was done using a POL protocol on tri-state lines.
Sounds easy.
Good.